little fox.
The Grasshopper and the Ants. One summer, a young grasshopper moved into a forest.
What a beautiful place!
He thought.
I'll live here.
The happy grasshopper did a little dance. Soon, a group of ants marched by, carrying green leaves and grass.
Hello, new neighbors.
Grasshopper waved.
Would you like to play with me?
We're busy today,
The ants said.
We don't have time to play.
Come on.
Grasshopper said.
It's a beautiful day. We'll have so much fun.
Sorry.
The ants said before marching away. The next day, Grasshopper woke up late. He saw the ants marching by again.
Hi there, neighbors.
He said.
Why are you out so early?
It's not early.
One ant said.
We're working.
Another said.
Why do you need to work so much?
Grasshopper asked.
We're gathering food for winter.
A little ant said.
Winter?
Grasshopper laughed.
It's summer! It's too early to get ready for winter! How foolish! You're foolish!
An ant said.
Why?
Grasshopper asked.
You'll see.
The ant warned him. As summer passed, Grasshopper spent each day having fun. He slept late. Then he danced and played.
You work too much.
Grasshopper said whenever the ants went by.
You play too much.
The ants said. Soon fall arrived, and the forest changed colors. Leaves fell from trees, and the grass turned brown. Grasshopper still played every day, and the ants were busier than ever. One morning, Grasshopper woke up, feeling cold. When he opened his eyes, he saw it was snowing. Snow covered the ground, and all the trees were bare. Grasshopper shivered.
Winter is here. I should look for food.
Grasshopper searched the snowy forest but couldn't find anything to eat. The next day, Grasshopper still couldn't find any food. He searched long and hard. Eventually, he found the ants' home.
Please.
Grasshopper begged.
Where can I find food? I'm so hungry.
It's too late.
One ant said. Another nodded.
You won't find any food until spring.
What will I do?
Grasshopper sobbed. The little ant looked at the other ants.
Grasshopper will die without food.
The others sighed.
Fine.
One said.
There's only one thing to do.
That winter, Grasshopper stayed with the ants. They shared their food with him. Grasshopper was thankful for their kindness, and he learned an important lesson. As soon as spring arrived, Grasshopper darted outside.
Where are you going?
The little ant asked. Grasshopper smiled.
I have work to do. I must gather food for winter.
The Tortoise and the Hare. One day, the tortoise was taking a nice, slow walk. He was going around the lake. Suddenly, whoosh! Wind rushed at him as the hare raced past. The tortoise flopped over onto his back.
Oops!
The hare laughed loudly. Tortoise turned himself back over.
It's not funny, Hare. You should be careful of others on the path.
Well, slowpokes shouldn't be on the path.
Hare said.
It's for speedy runners like me.
Just then, a fox walked by. He saw the two animals' angry expressions.
What's wrong?
He asked.
This path is for speedy runners, not slow walkers.
Hare said.
The path is for everyone.
Tortoise said. They glared at each other.
Let's have a race.
Hare finally said.
The winner can decide who gets to use the path.
Fine.
Tortoise said.
We'll race.
I can be the judge.
Fox said.
We'll have the race tomorrow.
Hare said.
We'll race once around the lake.
I'll be here.
Tortoise said. The next day, lots of animals gathered to watch the race. The hare and the tortoise met at the starting line. The hare grinned.
You'll never beat me. I'm fast and you're slow. Just give up, Tortoise.
I want to race.
The tortoise said calmly.
Then we'll see who the winner is.
The fox came over to start the race.
On your mark, get set, go!
The two racers took off. The hare instantly shot ahead.
See you later, Tortoise. Much later.
He said, laughing. The hare ran fast for a while. When he looked back, he couldn't see the tortoise at all.
I'm way ahead of him.
He thought. Up ahead, Hare spotted some delicious-looking carrots.
Yum! I'll stop for a snack. That slow tortoise will never catch up to me.
The tortoise kept walking along at the same steady pace. Following the path, he kept his eyes straight ahead.
Tortoise! Tortoise!
Some animals cheered his name.
You can do it!
The hare suddenly woke up.
I fell asleep after my snack.
He looked back, but the tortoise was nowhere in sight.
Phew.
He got up and raced toward the finish line. When he got close, he gasped in surprise. The tortoise was crossing the finish line.
Impossible!
Hare cried. Tortoise looked back at Hare and smiled.
You're very fast, Hare. But slow but steady wins the race.
The Miser and His Gold. Once upon a time, there was a miser. The miser loved gold, but he hated to spend it. He just liked looking at it and keeping it for himself. One day, the miser decided to bury his gold. He dug a big hole in his garden. Then he carefully put his gold in the hole.
Gold, you are all mine!
The miser said.
No one except me knows where you are.
The miser laughed and did a funny dance. Every day the miser went back to his garden. He dug up his treasure and stared at the beautiful gold coins. He watched them shine in the sunlight. And every day the miser said the same thing.
Gold? No one except me knows where you are.
Then he laughed and did a funny dance. One day, a thief was passing by the miser's garden. He heard the miser laughing.
Why is that miser so happy?
The thief wondered. He peeked over the fence. He saw the miser hiding his gold, saying,
Gold? No one except me knows where you are. Now I know where your gold is too.
the thief thought. He grinned greedily and rubbed his hands together. That night, the thief returned to the garden with a shovel. Quickly, he dug up the gold and hurried off. The next day, the miser went to his garden. He dug and dug in the ground but found no gold.
What? No! This cannot be!
The miser shouted.
My gold is gone! Oh!
Several villagers heard the miser shouting and came running. "What happened?" a woman asked.
My gold! Someone stole all my gold!
The miser cried. "Where was it?" the woman asked.
I buried it here in the garden!
The miser explained.
Every day I dug it up and looked at it. And every day I put it right back in this hole.
The villagers shook their heads sadly. They all knew the man was a miser. They all knew he loved gold.
Did you ever take any gold out?
An old man asked.
Did you ever spend it?
Oh no! I only came to look at it!
The miser said.
Then I buried it again.
So,
The old man shrugged.
you can still come and look at this empty hole every day? You didn't spend your riches. That's the same thing as having no riches at all.
The Fox and the Crow. Once upon a time, a sly fox lived in a forest. In that same forest, there lived an annoying crow. Crow loved to brag about herself. She thought she was the best creature in the forest. Every morning she sang loudly, waking up all the animals. Crow thought she sang beautifully, but she was not a good singer. Fox especially hated her singing. One morning, Fox was sleeping under a tree. Crow's noisy song woke him up as usual. He was about to scold Crow when she flew away. Fox thought,
I need to teach Crow a lesson.
Fox went back to sleep. Soon, a flapping noise woke him up again. Fox looked up and saw Crow returning. In her beak, she was holding a big piece of cheese. Fox's stomach growled.
I'm hungry.
He thought.
And that cheese looks delicious. But Crow will never share that cheese with me.
He watched Crow for a moment. She was flapping her wings again to show them off.
I know what to do.
Fox thought. He stood up and stretched.
Ah.
He yawned loudly. Then he pretended to suddenly spot Crow.
Oh, good morning, Crow.
He said. Crow ignored him and kept showing off her wings. Fox pretended to stare at her feathers. Then he put his paw on his heart.
Am I still dreaming?
He cried.
Why, Crow, I never noticed how beautiful your feathers are.
Crow spread her wings wider. She raised her beak high. Fox watched the piece of cheese. He licked his lips, but Crow didn't notice.
I mean, just look at your feathers.
Fox went on.
They shine like the sun.
Finally, Crow looked down at Fox. As soon as she did, Fox let out a loud gasp.
And your eyes, they glow like the moon.
Crow nodded. The cheese stayed firmly in her beak. Fox looked at Crow slyly.
But I think your voice is the most beautiful thing of all. I love hearing your song every morning. Would you sing something for me now?
Fox's compliments filled Crow with delight. She stood tall and got ready to sing. She opened her beak, and down fell the cheese. Fox leaped to catch the treat. Then he gobbled it down. Crow watched in horror.
My cheese! You tricked me, Fox!
Fox grinned.
Your feathers are pretty, but let me give you some advice. Don't trust those who flatter you.